back and are yapping. We ain't never capping, not subtracting. So what's happening? This ain't the coaches and pros, the X's and O's. This is the fans' point of view and what you know. This ain't the coaches and pros, the X's and O's. This is the fans' point of view and what I know. This ain't the coaches and pros, the X's and O's. This is the fans' point of view and what we know. This ain't the coaches and pros, the X's and O's. This is the fans' point of view and what we know. So let's go.
Want to see Truck and Chubby live and co-host Shad? Tune in at Fans Point of View, Saturday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 3:30 p.m. Pacific Time. But in the meantime, in between time, enjoy the content. Don't forget to hit your notification bell for all updates. Thank you for watching.
Welcome to Truck and Chubby Sports, where we back and are yapping. We ain't never capping, not subtracting. So what's happening? This ain't the coaches and pros, the X's and O's. This is the fans' point of view and what you know. This ain't the coaches and pros, the X's and O's. This is the fans' point of view and what I know. This ain't the coaches and pros, the X's and O's. This is the fans' point of view and what we know. This ain't the coaches and pros, the X's and O's. This is the fans' point of view and what we know. So let's go. Yo, what up, what up? Man, we up in there, man. We up in the joint right now, man. We about to get it popping, y'all, with players that should be considered for the Hall of Fame. Yo, let's go. Y'all already know, man. We up in here, man. Y'all know what time it is, man. I know we wait for the slide to get right real quick, but in the meantime, man, we just gonna go ahead and we gonna kick it like this. What up, bro? How you feeling, man?
What's good?
Hey, you already know, man. I'm all right, man. I'm living, man. My day was all right, man. How was your day, bro?
Not
Still
the same.
going?
I can't complain.
Can't complain out there. I hear that. I've been watching y'all get busy, man. I'm watching everybody get busy, man. You know what I'm saying? What up, LV? What's going on with you? What's up? What up? She up in here. A few others up in here. I've been saying you going in, man. Y'all got them. You know, I gotta learn about them canes up. But you know, man, we about to get up into this, man. You know, I'm gonna jump it off. Or you wanna jump this thing off, bro?
Nah, you can start it.
Me? Man, you know you do the honors. You do the honors. All right, well, look, man, I'm going straight in then. I'm diving in. I'm going hard, man. Straight off rip, man. I'm trying to get this slide right, man. This slide acting real funny right now. I don't know why it's acting funny, but we don't need no slide right now anyway, right? Because we talking about she said you sound real low. Some LMV said you sound low.
We got to bear with
Here, let me see if I can get his volume. Let me see if I can get his volume up for you. See if I could turn him up. No, I can't turn him up. He got to turn up his mic. I tried to. But anyway, look, because we all got it up in here, man. We about to get up into this Hall of Fame. So, look, none other, man. There's so many players that's out here that should be in the Hall of Fame. And I wanted to kind of honor a lot of these players and talk about some of them because a lot of us might not even know some of these players. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to talk about it. What's going on? South Coast Kane in the building, LFB in the building. And I just want to talk about some of these players that should be in the Hall of Fame. Like, for instance, so I was going to talk about Eric Metcalf being in the Hall of Fame. All right. And Eric Metcalf, of course, y'all know he played for the Cleveland Browns. He bounced around the NFL. I think he spent some time in Atlanta. You know, he was all around, man. But he played for 12 years, you know what I'm saying, so to speak. Shad, he's back up in here. Something happened. Probably had to reboot. Anyhow, we up in here, bro.
Yo, I'm back. I'm back.
And Eric Metcalf, you know what I'm saying? So I'm researching him and he played for 12 years. We know, look, he was a three-time Pro Bowler. If it kind of give you the state of mind that Eric Metcalf give you, he could have been like the first type of Debo Samuels. He was a wide receiver, running back, return specialist. You know what I'm saying? For people who may not know who he is. And then I ran across names. What up, Cuban Kane? What's up, man? What's up? What's going on, man? I really like your work too, bro. He up in the building. So I ran across the name Lamar Parrish. Now, South Coast Kane might know more about him, right? And I was going to mention Eric Metcalf, but I ran across the name Lamar Parrish. Was a defensive back. He came out in the 1970 draft in the NFL in the 7th round to the Cincinnati Bengals. And he had 13 non-offensive touchdowns. Now, to some people, that you might be like 13 offensive touchdowns, okay. But when you go looking at the list of the people who's up on there, you start getting familiar with names. Like, let me give y'all a quick, you know, saying some familiarity of this list. Okay, you got like Devin Hester. He has 20. Of course, he's the all-time leader on that list. And you got Deion Sanders with 19. You have like Rod Woodson on this list, Rondé Barber. Of course, all of those people are in the Hall of Fame. Lamar Parrish is not. He played from 1970 to 1982. But he has 13 all-purpose touchdowns. And he's doing this before they even came in, right? So would you agree with me saying that Lamar Parrish, a defensive back, coming out in the 7th round of Cincinnati Bengals with 13 non-offensive touchdowns, period. And I just gave y'all the list of who's in front of him. So he had this record for a minute, right? All right, we can agree with that. All right. And he's not in the Hall of Fame. He's not in the Hall of Fame. And he fits the criteria to be up in there. He's not in there, though, yo. And he's 76 years old right now today, y'all. And we may not never know his name because mainstream media don't pump it out enough. Some other content creators may not talk about him. You know what I'm saying? And this is another reason why I felt like I wanted to do this show, was to also show that, yeah, be up on the history and knowing the history of this sport that we all love, and to give him some props. He's 76 years old. He was doing this before everybody, yo. Everybody. And now we don't know. So, you know, that's my first guy that I wanted to show some love to, Shad. You go ahead and you get your person or whatever, and then I'll come back, man. Is he up on here? Did he bounce on me? Like what's the deal? Okay, I gotta add him to the stage again. What's up, Shad, bro? You up in here with me? I can't see you. None of that. You
Man,
keep going in and out on me, brother. What's going on with it?
I'm trying. I, I was running late. Running late. I'm supposed to
Oh,
already be
oh,
at the
okay.
house, set up, ready to rock and roll. But we should be good from here on out. I'm just down the road from the crib, so
All
we
right.
should be good
So
right
who
now.
your first guy is, man? Because you heard me talking about Lamar Parrish, defensive back, man. Now, now, while Shad getting ready, I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all some of this guy's stats, man. I'm gonna give y'all some of this guy's stats real quick while he trying to get set up and all of that. Cause man, it was just, you know what I'm saying? He was a defensive back, y'all. So he had his first pick six, and we talking what, 1971, 1973, he had a pick six. Um, listen, the dude, he just goes off. Like he had five, I'm sorry, in 1970, he had five interceptions in one season. Five, five of them in 1970. 1971, of course, he made the Pro Bowl that year also. He had seven interceptions. 1972, he gets five more interceptions. 1973, he gets two interceptions. Yo, my man had 47 career interceptions, y'all. He got 13 non-offensive touchdowns, going crazy out here, dog. And is not in the Hall of Fame, cuz that's crazy. That's crazy. Like that don't make no sense to me, man. It don't. But we gonna keep talking about the list, and we gonna make sure. So then I went into Eric Metcalf, right? And I know to some people that may not make sense neither, but this is why we got this. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put the link to the show in the chat, man, because I would love for everybody to come up in here, because this is for all of us to get up on here and rap, man, for real. Like I thought that this was the dopest topic that you possibly can have when it come to football. And you know, it may run some people away because some people may not know the history of it. You know what I'm saying? But we're not out here faking. But anyhow, let me go ahead and throw that up here, man, for y'all real quick. Let me get that pulled up, man, for everybody up out there. All right. But any look, so Eric Metcalf, dog, obviously he played 1989 to 2002, 12 years. Like I said, first Debo Samuel, three-time All Pro, three-time Pro Bowler, two-time All Pro. All right. Now at running back, he played 179 games. He averaged 78 yards per game, had 630 carries, 630 career carries for 2,392 yards, had 12 touchdowns total, right? All right. Now look, and receiving, he had 541 receptions for 5,572 yards, 31 touchdowns. But Eric Metcalf, y'all, also had 10 return touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? So he goes in that category of a return guy, you know, because he had 10. Now, Hester did beat him out. Of course, he did. You know, Hester was just nasty at that, but he should be in there, like with all purpose yards and all of that. And he's not in there. That's another guy. But the list is going to start getting deeper and deeper as time goes on, bro. We're going to keep it going. But go ahead, bro. Go ahead. Shad, you
All
ready?
right, my first. Yeah. I'm just gonna give you a name. I'm still down the road, but my first name, I got Keith Jackson, right?
Keith Jackson.
Tight
Okay.
end, tight end, 441 career receptions, 500 for 5,283 receiving yards,
Damn.
49 touchdowns. Now, from a statistical standpoint, Keith Jackson played same era like a Shannon Sharp, Tony Gonzalez, those particular guys like that. But
Yeah.
the reason he made the cut for me is he made 5 Pro Bowls. And we talked about this on the last show. Pro Bowls during that particular time, it meant something. It's not like what it is now where it's just a full blown popularity contest. It
Right.
meant something to be a Pro Bowler at that particular point in time. Another mind blowing stat to me was a 3 time All Pro. Now, irregardless of what era of football we're talking about, being an All Pro means that you're the best of the best in that
Period.
particular time period. Because obviously we understand Pro Bowls, you got first alternate, second alternate, so you can kind of, you know, play with that. There's no first, second, third alternate for being an All Pro.
Yep.
So you got 3 All Pros, and then obviously you got one Super Bowl to boot. So Keith Jackson is a guy to me that I feel like deserves Hall of Fame. Um,
I get
we should speak about him in terms of being a Hall of Fame type of guy.
now what you say his name was. Nah, nah, this is you talking about Keith Jackson, the tight end, right?
Keith Jackson, tight end.
See, that's what I'm saying. See, and this is also educational too, though. You know what I'm saying? For a lot of people, knowing your history of the sport is important, man. It's important to know the history of this sport and the people who do not be recognized on a day in day out basis. And part of these guys not being, let's say, air quote famous is because they're not put in front of your face every single day. Like you wouldn't know who Keith Jackson, the tight end, was had he, what I'm saying, had there been some kind of people talking about him on a daily basis. But see, that's why we got this going on right now, though, because y'all gonna remember these names, and if not, this is always gonna be in the archives on the net that we put this out here. Now you could jump on anytime y'all feel like it if you want to, if that's up to you, you know what I'm saying? Because I really want to get this conversation going, you know what I mean? Um so my next guy, man, I would have to go with, and I know he's been the name that's been floating around out there, and I don't want to go with him, but who I want to go with, he's been floated around, and a lot of people talked about him. Um, London Fletcher,
Ooh.
London Fletcher, I want to go
It's
with
about to
real
get
quick.
spicy. It's about to get spicy now. Cause,
Yeah, we
cause,
get
cause I need for you to tell me the same exact thing you told me last week when you brought his name up. When you brought up 52. I need that same dialogue.
that same dialogue. I
I
I
need that
got you, dog.
same dialogue.
So
I need it.
so people. Okay, so when you're looking at London Fletcher, right? London Fletcher has 1,200 tackles, career tackles. He played in the NFL for 15 years. He played for 256 games. He got 23 interceptions, 2 touchdowns, 19 forced fumbles, 12 fumble recoveries, 39 sacks. All right, you know what I'm saying? So total tackles, he has 1,384. So we'll say 1,384 tackles, 655 and six, and he has 109 tackles for loss. So you get to thinking and you saying, well, what makes London Fletcher special? Well, Ray Lewis got in, and that's our
Uh
guy.
oh.
Right?
Uh oh.
That's our guy, right? You know what I'm saying? Ray Lewis got in, and Ray Lewis, and if I'm not mistaken, he's right on Ray Lewis's heels for tackles, if not more. So let me get that down, because what I and Ray Lewis, and we all know he had down years in the NFL too. We know he wasn't on top of his game every single year, and you can argue that some of the years he made the Pro Bowl, he probably shouldn't have had made the Pro Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm about to pull him up right now because I ain't playing out here. But yeah, like when you
Uh
talking
oh.
Ray Lewis, okay. So let me get that pulled up real quick because I didn't write that down. I should have though, but I should have wrote that stat down. But when we talking Ray Lewis, bro, he don't have him by that much, bro. He may be the all time tackler, bro. But London Fletcher should hold on a minute. Oh my God, should have been up in there. My guys should have been up in there and they played him, man. They ain't put him up in there. But we all, and I ain't knocking and I ain't taking nothing from my guy Ray Lewis, bro, at all. Ray Lewis was, I love Ray, man, what he did for the game and all that. But I ain't taking nothing from him. But when you get to talking about his career sacks and his career tackles and what Ray Lewis did, okay, so Ray Lewis's career tackles, career tackles, 1,568. Ray Lewis played in the NFL for how many years,
Oh, this
y'all?
team is talking about.
16 years.
I see it.
You say what? You say what, bro? I can't hear. Hey, Shad, I can't hear you. Anyhow, he played for 16 years. London Fletcher played for 15. Like I just gave y'all the tackles on that. I just gave you how many tackles he had. London Fletcher had 1,384. If you could put Ray in, you gotta put London Fletcher in, dog. That's all I'm saying. In a long story short, London Fletcher was a four-time Pro Bowler. All right, 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012. He won a Super Bowl with the Rams. If y'all all remember when the Rams beat the Titans back in 2000. Like, so I mean, and if not, if you got something to say, bro, then go ahead and say it. But to me, I mean, look, his stats is right there with Ray's, bro. I mean, if not, like, come on. Ray Lewis had 31 interceptions. London Fletcher had 23. You know what I mean? Ray Lewis had three career touchdowns. London Fletcher had two. All right. When you talking forced fumbles, he had 19. London Fletcher had 19. You talking fumble recoveries. Ray Lewis had 20. London Fletcher had 12. Career sacks. Of course, he blew him out of the water in that 41 to 39. Well, no, not even 49. 39 and 41. He's right there. Why ain't London Fletcher in the Hall of Fame? It's a good name. Good name. Good one. It's on you, bro. It's on you, bro. What happened?
I'm
I don't know what's going on.
what the fuck?
But did you catch it? I hear you now.
Okay. I said do one more. I'm turning right. I'm turning in the driveway right now.
All right. So I mean, so what you got to say about that, bro? I mean, I read all the stats off. I gave all the stats off, bro. I'm gonna give them to y'all one more time, just because my co-host didn't hear me. All right, my man Chad didn't hear me. I'm gonna give them to you again. Ray Lewis had 1,568 career tackles. London Fletcher had 1,384 career tackles. All right. Ray Lewis had 31 interceptions. London Fletcher had 23 interceptions. Ray Lewis had three defensive touchdowns in his whole career. London Fletcher had two. Ray, Ray Lewis had 19 forced fumbles. London
What
Fletcher had
the
19 fumbles.
fuck?
Ray Lewis had 20. Can you hear me, bro?
He's gonna do better when we get in the house. So we wasted like
That's all good. And I mean, he had 41 and a half career sacks. London Fletcher had 39. He should be in there. He said it's so hard to find good help these days, man. Hey, look, bro, it is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody. We out here grinding. You know, we out here grinding, man. We out here grinding. But look, I would have to say, King, man. That you know what I'm saying. That's all our guy, bro. South Coast. That's all our guy and everything. I'm gonna go ahead and mute him real quick, man. Wait before he get ready, man. When he get ready, man, I'm gonna holler. I'm gonna put him back up on there, man, because you can hear all that background, all his car and all that shit. He got to get his stuff ready, man. But he should. That's a guy that should be in the Hall of Fame, man. For real, he should definitely be up in there, man. That's a guy, man. And I mean, if y'all don't agree, tell me, talk. Let's talk, man. Get that chat pumping. Spit what you feel. Speak how you feel. What's whatever. It's whatever. All right. All right, another guy that I want to go ahead and I want to throw out there, man, because and this is, I mean, all right, this next guy, y'all, is rest in peace. He's gone. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I shouldn't, you know what I mean, even be bringing his name up right now. He passed away. Dave Brown, a cornerback. He played for us in Pittsburgh. He played for 1975 to 1989. He had 62 career interceptions, played 216 games, total 698 yards and 5 touchdowns. All right. That is a bad ass stat, man. And you know what I'm saying? Rest in peace on that too. But see, he didn't get his just due. He didn't get his just due, dog, before he left up off this earth, before he went to sleep peacefully. You know what I'm saying? He didn't get his just due. And That's why these guys should be talked about more and brought up more before that kind of stuff happens. You know what I'm saying? Like, and a lot of these youngsters don't even know a lot of these guys, like, and they should. They should. Some of these all pro college athletes don't know who paved the way for them. They don't know some of these guys. You know what I'm saying? Your faith, the guy out there that get all the views, the guys that get all the views and or whatever out here, they don't know who these guys is. You know what I'm saying? Like that should be some kind of criteria is knowing the history of the game. You know, like that's just me though. That's just me, and that's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I feel. It's a dishonor to the game of football to not know who some of these guys are, man. Like, come on, man. Come on. Like, for real though, South King. For real though, South Coast. Like a lot of these guys out here, they don't know none of that. You know what I mean? They throw stats up, they sound good, they speak well, you know, and that's all they need. That's the criteria that they need in order to be something about her. You know what I'm saying? But look, to each his own. You know what I mean? Because when you got something that's worth holding on to, it's always hard at first. It starts off slower, and it's tougher to get to the top because once you get there, you ain't going nowhere. I do know that. But go ahead, bro. Go ahead and you give yours, man.
All right, hey, we back. All the technical difficulties over. We gotta get back on this London Fletcher Ray Lewis situation.
Let's do that, man. Let's do
We
that.
got see. Obviously, they might try to pull my Kane card. They always try to pull my Kane card. But we talked about this. Ray Lewis played on the famous defense. Ray Lewis did the dance, right?
Mhm.
Ray
Right.
Lewis wasn't prime time, but Ray Lewis brought a certain type of entertainment to the game before the game. And so that is something that is memorable. And obviously again, he backed it up. He was on the cover of Madden. And London Fletcher to me again is just one of those guys who played the game right.
Mm-hmm.
Great player,
Mm-hmm.
but he picked up his lunch pail and went to work every day.
Yeah, he
And
didn't have the flash. He didn't have that
I
flash.
think, but I'm gonna tell you something else, right? And this is another conversation that people start to bring up nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Is well, can such and such player play in today's football, right?
Oh, of
And a
course.
guy like and a guy like London Fletcher would be a guy that most people say you can't play in today's football. So people will come up with all kind of ways to
Way to know
say
the
or try to disparage him. It's like, okay, you played in a run, a run based era, stuff like that. So,
that's
but
that's what makes these guys so much more amazing because they played in eras where and we're gonna get into some other names where they didn't pass the ball a lot or where they,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So when you got somebody like who I just named and Dave Brown, you know what I'm saying? And I only brought up Dave Brown because he didn't get in the Hall of Fame before he passed away in 2006, but he had 62 career interceptions. They didn't pass the ball a lot back in the day. They was
yeah,
running the rock. So
yeah,
every time somebody threw the ball over on his side, he was picking it. Damn near like that's amazing. Like like come on, man. Like and
yeah, yeah.
and you go ask the cornerback right now, a 5-star cornerback, who Dave Brown is. They probably look at you and say, I don't know, which is
You're right.
disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? And each his own. You know what I'm saying? Or do you ask when he's, I ain't gonna go into, because I don't want to sound like I'm hating on nobody out there or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of these guys out here don't know who that is. But we gonna keep it moving, man. And
So I have Carl Mecklenburg,
ooh,
career 1,118 tackles, 79 sacks from an inside linebacker position. But again, 6 Pro Bowls, three All Pro teams, should be in the Hall of Fame, right?
Without a
Because again,
doubt, bro.
because again, like I said, the Pro Bowl meant something when he played, and All Pro means something regardless of what era. So you got three All Pro, first team All Pros. He's not there. 1,100, 18 tackles, 79 sacks. So based on all of this information, it's a no-brainer. I
He should have
believe
been
he may be. I think he's top 10, maybe top 15 all time in tackles as well. So we're
there.
talking about a guy right now. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about a guy. But like I said, this is what's so interesting about us doing this because it's easy to kind of which I do have some names that are more familiar names,
Right.
but it's also interesting to look at some guys that, and I talked about this on another show before, especially with this Hall of Fame. Well, matter of fact, me and you talked about this. The longer time goes by, it's gonna be some guys who are gonna get overshadowed, overlooked. Just like you just mentioned, a man passed away
Right.
before he got his recognition,
Right.
and unfortunately,
He
that
never
makes
probably
that makes it easier for them to not even acknowledge him because you're not here.
right.
So that's the unfortunate situation about all of
Right.
this.
And I mean, and that we don't want that to happen though, bro. We don't, you know what I'm saying? We don't want
No,
that to happen. But with and whenever somebody go to deep and dig in these archives, they're going to know that we gave our just due to these athletes that we are naming on this list. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody, make sure that y'all like and y'all is sharing the stream. This should be the whole only football topic that is being talked about tonight. I'm not. I don't mean to sound arrogant, but this needs to be said. And the link to the joint is in the chat. So we're gonna keep it moving to the next person. All right. Now, y'all may be familiar with some of these guys, or this y'all may be more familiar with this guy, Dave Craig. All right. And the Craig is spelled Krieg. Okay. Most touchdowns in NFL history. All right. He played 18 years. Not the most touchdown, but okay. He played 18 years from 1980 to 1998. 213 games, averaged 138 passing yards per game, had a career completion percentage of 58.5. Now look, I know I look, this is my guy, all right? Had a total of 38,147 yards, 261 touchdowns, and I can't remember it. Like, okay, so he didn't make the Pro Bowl a lot, Shad. See, that's the problem with that. But when you get to looking at everybody who got over 30,000 passing yards, and back then, like they didn't pass a lot, bro. They didn't pass a lot. You know what I'm saying? To have 60% completion percentage back then up to 1998 in the last 18 years in the league, that alone, like that he had 261 touchdowns. That should have gotten him in the hall alone. You know what I'm saying? Because he's real respected around football. You know what I'm saying? Period. Like, who don't respect that? You got to respect that, man. A quarterback getting busy like that, bro. You got to respect that, man. You got to respect that, bro. And that's all I got on him. That's the next guy that I pulled up. I'm gonna start pulling out some more familiar names, but yeah, I had to throw that, man, because at one point in time, like nobody, that's who everybody's record they were breaking. You know what I'm saying? They was breaking his record. So, and he ain't in the hall. So that's another guy.
My next guy is Henry Ellert. I believe I'm pronouncing his last name correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Second round draft pick for the Rams, two All Pros, three Pro Bowls.
Mm-hmm.
Career statistics 814 catches, 13,770 yards, 65 touchdowns. His best season came in 1988, where he grabbed 86 catches, 1,414 yards. He had 10 touchdowns. So based on the criteria, and I'm using Pro Football Reference as a place of as a source. According to them, any wide receiver post 1980 that
Mm-hmm.
has over 10,000 yards and either 65 or over 65 touchdowns should be a Hall of
Should be in the
Famer.
Hall of Famer. Right. Right.
Why isn't Henry in the Hall of Fame?
You know what? I don't have I have no clue, bro. But see, that's what I'm saying, bro. We gonna keep hitting them in the head for the next hour at least, bro. Until we beating this down and whoever's head that needs to be here and hearing this because he should be. He should be. These are guys who just came in, had their head down, and went to work every single day on that field. They studied. They studied the game. No, they didn't flash. They didn't throw the flash in everybody's eye. These might not have been the most popular athletes around their time, and I get that. And Studio did make a good point. I wish Studio would have came through tonight because he did have a good point when he with that Chad when he said that before we went off. You know, it's called the Hall of Fame. You have to be famous to get in. But I don't agree with that though. This is a game. This is a gladiator sport. Like we say, this is what some people even say football is modern day gladiator sport. But I would argue that hockey is too. But you know what I'm saying. But in a way, but you know what I'm saying. Like and they say that this is a gladiator sport. You go to work. This is a contact sport, and they are breaking these records in the era that they have broken these records in, putting out work, and they are not in the Hall of Fame, man. And it's just it's bad, man. It's almost heartbreaking, bro, to know that they ain't in there. You know what I'm saying? But we honoring them tonight, bro, and that's all we can do is honor these men. You know what I'm saying? That's all we can do, bro. That's all we could do is honor these hardworking men that had in there. And I'm trying to search it up right now for the NFL. You know what I'm saying? I just Googled it. I just Googled what is the okay, so to be eligible for the nominating process for the Hall of Fame, a player or a coach must have been retired for at least 5 years. Any other contributor, such as a team owner or executive, can be voted in at any time. Fans may nominate any player, coach, or contributor by simply writing a letter via or email to Pro Football Hall of Fame. Okay, so that's what we doing then. We got to write letters and shit. Now we got
Terrible.
to write letters to make sure the right guys get up in there. What up, Tattoo Terry, OG Kane in the building, man? We got it going. Like now we got to write letters to the Hall of Fame to make sure guys get in, man. But all right, I'm gonna pull up more. I'm gonna pull up one more name, right? One more guy. I'm gonna talk about one more old school guy real quick. His name is Greg Townsend. Pulled out in the fourth round. He went to TCU. He played for the Law. He played for the Raiders. He played for the Raiders with Howie Long. He was the defensive end with Howie Long for years, man. 13 years in the NFL. He played 190 games. He had 109 and a half sacks, 359 solo tackles, 15 forced fumbles, 3 interceptions at defensive end. He was getting busy out there like JJ Watt before that time, right? Two-time Pro Bowler and a Super Bowl winner. And he's not in the Hall of Fame. And I know y'all got to heard of this name just more recent. Greg Townsend. I know y'all heard this name more recent. He played with Howie Long at defensive end on the Los Angeles Raiders. He's not in the Hall of Fame, y'all. 60 something years, 62 years old this today, as of right now, and he is not in the Hall of Fame. And he played with arguably one of the most famous defensive linemen in ever. Everybody know who Howie Long is, right?
Oh
Right?
yeah. Oh yeah.
Everybody know who Howie Long is. How do we not know the guy? How you know what I'm saying? Like, no, how do you not know the guy who played defensive end with Howie Long? That's crazy. And he was the first. let's say he was the first hybrid too, Shaq. He was the first hybrid. He was the first guy that they tried to move the right outside linebacker because he was so athletic at the defensive end position. They took Greg Townsend and they used to put him at right outside linebacker, right in and move him around on that line. You know what I'm saying? Get him free will. But you got to remember too, 109 sacks back when they played is a lot of damn sacks.
It
To
is.
That's a lot of damn
That's
sacks.
that's a
They
lot.
was not passing the ball. It was what? Would you say it was what, bro? 65% run, 35% pass back then.
Man, it may have been 80-20.
You know what I'm saying? Like
It
facts,
may
bro.
have been
Like
80-20.
facts. And he ain't and he's not in the Hall of Fame, y'all. But we got to remember that name, y'all. Greg Townsend. He played with Howie Long on the Raiders show. Who you got, bro?
Next man I got up, I'm gonna go modern. I'm gonna go modern real quick. We'll get back to the old school because we still
Okay.
got some guys that we need to
All right.
commemorate. But I'm gonna go because we saying these older guys' name and it may throw some people off. So because they
Yeah.
may think we're talking about soccer because they never heard these names before. They may think we're talking about soccer. So let's bring a name up that they know, right? I'm going I'm going I'm going Torrey Holt.
Oh, oh, what? Hold up, my man still ain't in. Stop
Tor,
playing with me, bro.
Torrey Holt.
Stop
Big game
playing with
big
me.
big game holder is what they called him.
Oh my
Was a
god.
part of the greatest show on turf.
Absolutely.
Torrey Holt. First, see, this is the thing about it, right? I got to commend Torrey Holt. Torrey Holt was a first round pick. Was the seventh. I mean, he was the first round pick for the Rams. Now, one of the things about a lot of wide receivers, especially when they're drafted early, because he was drafted fairly early in the first round, those guys sometimes don't live up to the hype. Torrey
Mm,
Holt lived up to the hype. Torrey
mm,
Holt finished his career with 7 Pro Bowls. Again, played in an era where it still mattered. One All Pro. Now, I'm not gonna knock him for just one All Pro selection because I understand the guys that he played with and they were in the era with him. So I'm not gonna knock him for that one All Pro. But 920 catches, 13,382 yards, 74 total touchdowns. His best season, 117 catches, 1,696 yards, and 12 touchdowns.
mm.
Again, you had Isaac Bruce on the other side. And this man still was able to get 920 catches, 13,382 yards, and 74
The
touchdowns.
greatest show on turf. Kurt
Greatest
Warner
show
was
on
out there
turf.
slinging that thing to them boys, man. Hey, look, that's why. Mm. And see, and we know who T Hold is, right? We know who T Hold is.
Know
I'm
who
gonna
he
give
is.
y'all. I'm gonna get. Oh my goodness, man. T Hope, man. Look, T Hope was so clutch. Like when you can remember, right? When Moss, because that was back when we used to say Moss. Oh, you got Moss. You
Got
got Moss,
Moss.
bro. Hey, bro just
Facts.
mossed you, cuz he just mossed you. Like so that was back when we say that. So Torrey Holt though was that guy. He was that guy on that Rams team. Let's not front like what I'm saying. I said if you didn't know better and know better in football, you probably would have thought that you said Irvin Fryer. Irvin Fryer. Okay. 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 We got some names up in here. We got that's what I'm talking about. Now let's talk about it. The link to the show is in the chat, South Coast Kane. Let's get it, dog. You know what I mean? That's cold. Tattoo Terry said. Now it is, man. Now I bet y'all ain't even know this. Now I'm about to say that he should have went in automatically. I don't care if he just retired in 2020. He should have been in automatically. Soon as this guy that I'm about to say right now retired in 2020, he should have went right in the Hall of Fame. But listen, you can argue there's only one receiver ever better than this man. Larry Fitzgerald.
Can't
I know
argue
you
with
got to
it.
be retired for 5 years. They, Larry Fitzgerald was just he just different, dog. I don't think he dropped a pass. I don't think he like ever dropped
I,
a pass, bro.
I think he got like 5 career drops.
In a
It may
career,
not even be. It may not even be that high. It's
Jesus,
single digit drops though.
Jesus, man. At least like man, Larry Fitzgerald, man, is a straight up monster, y'all. He should, and I know from reading the criteria, I know he should have not been named. He just retired in 2020, so in 5 years he gonna be a first ballot. I know he better be all 11-time Pro Bowler. What are we talking about? 1-time All Pro. You know what I'm saying? He made the Hall of Fame 2010's team. He was 2016 Walter Payton Man of the Year award. Like, come on, man. What are we talking about? All right, he played 263 games. All right, he had 1,432 receptions for a total of 17,492 yards, 121 touchdowns. Oh my goodness. Mm-mm-mm. The man was just crazy, and I'm trying to see his drops because you said he dropped right. Oh, his drops. You said 5 of them. That's what you said, bro. Right
Like total, like 5 total
in
drops.
a career, and I think that's what. Yeah, he got 5 total drops in his career, bro. You on
Insane.
point. You was on point with that, bro. I get that to you, bro. Hey, okay. 5 career drops, yo. And that man played from 2004 to 2020, man. Damn, man. That's a look, man. And he gotta go right in, man. Larry Fitzgerald, dog. He has to go right in. But let me get to my next name, man. This name might be a little bit of he might be a little controversial. But some people may not agree. But when it comes to like return man and like just all purpose yards, touchdowns, he retired in 2019, and I thought he should have been like on that, you know what I'm saying, on that first ballot list because of who he was. Now I'm gonna see if you can get him. Okay, he was 5'6", 190 pounds, played at Kansas State. Uh, Darren Sproles, man.
I thought
And,
you
and
give me some trivia. Thought you gonna give me some trivia.
you thought I was
So,
gonna give you some trivia?
yeah,
I mean,
cause the way you set it up, you was like
yeah,
you give me some clues. But I
yeah,
okay, Darius
yeah.
Rose. Okay,
Yeah,
listen.
Darren Sproles, man, Darren Sproles, right? Because of his return ability, right? Because of his return ability and how much he actually ran the ball too, right? Because he got busy, right? He did. We could say that he got busy because in his career, I mean, he only had what in his whole career. They say he had let me get this correct. Okay, 3,552 rushing yards, but he had 4,840 receiving yards. Okay. So we talking all purpose yards here. You know what I'm saying? All purpose. He was an all purpose person. And he had 2,961 kick return and punt return yards. And he had 7 punt return touchdowns and 2 kick return touchdowns. So that leaves him on the return list at 9. Remember, Devin Hester leads that with what let me I want it with 13. And then there Eric Metcalf has 10. So Darren Sproles is on that list for punt and kick return touchdowns at 9. He I thought he would get in for nothing else just by his like I said, when he was returning touchdown kickoffs and punt returns, and on top of that, he also has a lot of yards when it comes to receiving and rushing. You know what I'm saying? We know he didn't start at running back, but he also played low receiver. He was catching out that backfield a lot. And and hold up, I'm not done with his accolades. You want to start to? I'm not done with his accolades, y'all, because he was a 3-time Pro Bowler. a Super Bowl champion. He was
Only
also,
three.
huh?
He
Yeah,
only
he
had
was
three pro.
only three, bro. He only had three Pro Bowls, and he was also named on the Hall of Fame's 2010s list. So from the 2010s to 2000, he was in that. You know what I'm saying? He was in that Hall of Fame group, but they didn't put him in. I thought he was going to be a for sure Hall of, you know what I mean, first ballot guy type of guy or whatever. When I was 5 years up, I thought he was going straight up in there. You know, like this year for real. I thought he was going to be named to go up in there, but I guess not. I guess not,
I,
man.
I mean that combination of him and Ladainian Tomlinson,
Hmm.
deadly, deadly. I would have thought that man had more than three Pro Bowls though, man. They played with that man.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of these guys, like, and he was just a, and I think that the reason why, just me speculating and throwing my opinion, I think he didn't make the Hall of Fame because Sproles bounced around the league. You know what I'm saying? That's why I think he didn't, because he didn't he the stability of him not being at one place for a significant amount of time. I think that could be something. That's just me though, speculating. I don't know why guys. A lot of these guys are not on the list, but we know he spent what 6 years in Philly. What 5 6 years in Philly, 5 with the Chargers, and he spent and he played with New Orleans too. So
Man, but he made plays though.
yeah.
I mean, we remember the Charger years, and you made me think about. Yes, he did play with Philly because he
Mm-hmm.
was in the back. Because what? It was him and Deuce Staley, right? Because Deuce Staley ended up getting traded to
Or,
y'all.
or was it Brian Westbrook? It was Westbrook and Staley, right? He was there with Westbrook at first, right?
Oh,
He was there
wait
with
a
Brian
minute.
Westbrook, and then Staley came after. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And then Staley went
Hmm.
up going to y'all
Yeah, right.
because they said
No doubt,
because
man.
because what's the head coach at the Chiefs right now?
Andy Reid.
Andy Reid. Deuce Staley said Andy Reid didn't want to run the ball enough. So he need
Hmm.
to go down there to Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Hey, that's another great player too.
Deuce
Doggone
Staley,
Brian Westbrook.
Brian Westbrook. Yeah, hey dog. Look, he was a bad man too, man. Like Brian Westbrook was bad. I remember like he was he was one of them close 99 speeders on Madden back in the day. You know, it's
Yeah. Brian
bad.
Westbrook was putting in a lot of work back in the
Yeah,
day.
yeah, he
Yeah.
was. He
So
said, "Keep him with the right receiver. Keep him with the right receiver trend." What about Chad Johnson, y'all? Tattoo Terry said that, and I like that. Look, we
you
know
know
why
what?
Chad ain't getting it. And look, and that is a great point, right? That's great. That is a great point because you go ahead, you take it, bro. I think he great. I'm gonna let you kill this one first. Go ahead.
Chad is my guy. Chad is my guy. And I think the thing that's gonna hold Chad back, I'm not even gonna say it got anything to do with the antics because that's a part of who he was. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But the thing to me that I think that's gonna hold Chad back is similar to what you said. And I think it's more so gonna be an indictment on Chad and it's gonna be an indictment on Darren Sproles.
Mm-hmm.
Him going to another team. And then you're at Cincinnati. And
Mm-hmm.
again, T.O. shows up in the building. T.O. automatically becomes wide receiver one.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, we know T.O. is all time great. Make no mistake about it. But you got to be number one regardless, Chad. And I love Chad.
I like that. And the only pushback I got on that, bro, is that I think that was a ploy for that division to put him at wide receiver one and then to put Chad at the two. Cause T.O.'s a big body fast guy, but Chad Johnson to route you up and he was fast, bro.
I
Like
mean,
you could put either one at the one, right?
yeah. And then another thing to me about Chad, and I'm sitting here looking at it. Chad only had one season where he had double digit touchdowns. I think that's gonna hurt him. I think Chad should have been a guy that should have had multiple seasons in which he
Mm-hmm.
had um, touchdowns. Played with a
Mm-hmm.
good quarterback in Carson Palmer, so can't necessarily say that you were devoid in the quarterback, the quarterback situation.
Mm-hmm.
But Chad's a very good player. Based on the criteria, according to Pro Football, um, Chad has the numbers because all you need is over
10,000.
10,000 yards,
Mm-hmm.
65 touchdowns. So Chad, according to them,
He
Chad
has.
meets the Chad meets that particular criteria. But I just
Mm-hmm.
think Chad should have had. Um, I think Chad should have had more touchdowns.
You think so?
Personally,
I
yeah, I
mean,
think I
yeah,
think I think this was holding.
but
I think
you
this
know
was
what?
holding Chad back.
You know what, man? And Chad was in one of the toughest divisions for a long time, bruh.
True that. True that.
You know what I'm saying? Chad was in the, I mean, from 2001 to 2010, those Steelers and Ravens defenses alone. Ooh,
Yeah.
ooh. You know what I'm saying? Like he was across from Ray Lewis. You know what I'm saying? Like he done seen some great players. Like Chad played against some great players on both of our defenses. You know what I'm saying? And he's seen our defenses at their best. Palomalu. I mean, you can say what you want about Ike Taylor. He couldn't catch for shit. He couldn't catch a cold in the wintertime with a coat off, butt naked. You know what I'm saying? The, but he had bat something. Ike Taylor he can stay with you. You know what I'm saying, and knock it down. But Chad Johnson, man, he played with a lot of great defenses back then, and I think that held him back. And he killed us, man. He was killing us. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even gonna lie. I seen Chad Johnson play a lot of football. Being a Steelers fan, and I'm telling you, I hated playing the Bengals because Chad was gonna get at least one playing Baltimore and Steelers. You knew he was gonna get at least one, but he played in the with some tough defenses in that division, and you can say what you Cleveland always had a solid D, um, and we know, but I would say that though, I would definitely say that he played in a division with some tough guys, man. So
But you
that
know
that got
what?
to do with
It
that.
bring it, it brings me to another name, right? Trying to get my Miami card back. Trying to get my Miami
You
card
tell
back.
you gotta get your Miami, you
Try
got it,
try to get the
dog.
card back. So I got Sa- so I got Sa- so I got Santana Moss here, right?
Mm,
Santana Moss got 732 career catches. Chad got 762. Santana got 10,283. Chad got 11,059. Chad got
mm.
67 touchdowns. Santana got 66 touchdowns. Now the thing about this, Santana didn't play with as good of a quarterback as Chad Johnson played with.
Nah,
Santana got those numbers.
yeah,
Santana, in my opinion, was in an offense that was more run based than what Chad played in. Now, obviously, Santana was the number one guy for the Commanders. That's what they go by now.
yeah.
But
That motherfucker was bad, and he'll return something on you too now.
yeah, so
He'll return something on you too now.
so kind of when I look at it like that, I feel like Chad, like I say again, Chad got 766 catches. A guy like Chad, again, let's look at again. I mean, obviously
Mm-hmm.
we should get to this guy as well because Steve Smith Sr. he retired in 16. Steve Smith Sr. again much shorter than Chad, played with worse quarterbacks than Chad.
Mm-hmm.
1,031 catches, 14,731 yards, 81 touchdowns. That's Steve Smith Sr. But nobody. But again, let's
And he
going
should
back
be
to
in
my
there. He in
going
there.
going back to my guy's studio, right? Hall of Fame, famous. Chad Johnson is more famous than Steve Smith Sr. But Steve Smith Sr. went to work. Steve Smith Sr. went to work.
All day.
So, so I would feel more compelled making a case for Steve Smith Sr. than I would for Chad Johnson. But Again, this is just we just having dialogue here.
I mean, yeah, I mean, see, man, when we all right, so you say Steve Smith Sr., right? That's what you saying, right? That's
Steve
what you
Smith
said. You
Sr.
said Steve Smith. Steve Smith was a beast, man. But Chad Johnson, and what I was gonna say about Chad Johnson was, and I'm talking because I'm still not off of that. He was very popular. He was very popular around the league. If there would have been social media when Chad Johnson was in the league, Chad Johnson would have had millions of followers. You know what I'm saying? Um, he was very popular, and that just goes to show you that that's not the case for a lot of this. The criteria and the goalpost is constantly moved for a lot of athletes, and I don't get it because there's some guys that's in the hall right now that I think that shouldn't be in the hall. You know what I'm saying?
Of course, of course.
There's guys that's in there now, not I don't think should be, but there's a lot of these guys that's left out. So I think they tell you what the criteria may be, but I don't believe that to be the criteria. It's something else that we don't have the answer to. But we're gonna keep on celebrating these guys though, and I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna jump on to this to a guy that, and some people may say, look, he don't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame because he only got 9,000. He only got what 10,000 rushing yards, right? But everybody, we all remember him. He was a monster when he played. And I'm gonna go with the Seattle Seahawks running back Sean Alexander. Okay, Sean Alexander.
Oh, that's a
Sean
good one.
Alexander had, he had 2,000 total carries, 2,187 carries for 9,453 yards. Had 100 touchdowns. All right, his
That's a
career,
key number.
his huh?
That's a key number right there. 100 touchdowns. That's a key
It
number.
is 100. Yes, it is. His career average per game was 80 yards, like 77 yards per game, because it was 76.9. So we'll say 77. We can round that off. I'm pretty sure. All right, get out a whole number. He had 215 receptions for 1,520 yards catching, 12 touchdowns. He was a three-time Pro Bowler. That's it, which shocked me. Um, One-time All Pro. All right, 2005, and he was the MVP for in 2005, which we all remember because he was on the cover, right?
Cover a Madden.
Right, and he ain't in the hall. Sean
It's
Alexander's not
crazy.
in the hall.
It's crazy.
It is because we all know that Sean Alexander was the he was a beast, bro. Period.
It
Like
it
period.
it, it was that era watching Sean Alexander go to work, watching LaDainian Thomason go to work, watching Priest Holmes go to work, all in the same time. What more could you ask for? Even if you weren't an NFL fan, you would have to appreciate what Sean Alexander, Priest Holmes, what they brought in LaDainian Thomason, what they did for the NFL in that particular era. You had to appreciate it. So yeah,
Yes,
most definitely,
absolutely.
Sean Alexander should be in there. Cover of Madden. It's not like he was a scrub by any stretch of
Right.
imagination. Getting 100 touchdowns as a running back, that's not that ain't easy to do, man.
That's a
Same wide
century.
receiver.
Right.
Yes.
Right. That's a century. That's 100. That's 100. You know what I mean? That's 100 touchdowns. 100, and he's not in there, man. And that man, that right there, that when I seen that one, I said, damn, I can't believe that. But he should definitely be in there. But is it some of that you think it has something to do with some of the off the field stuff or whatever it may be, because or however that goes, because there's another guy that's similar, but hold on, Adrian Peterson just retired in what 2020 or
2021.
2021? 2021.
2021.
Okay,
No question AP getting in. First battle.
no questions.
It shouldn't
There's
be a
no
question.
argument.
It shouldn't be one, but I'm sure they'll try to make one.
I
Shit,
mean,
he
you
won.
can't hold AP out. 14 years in the NFL, he had 14,918 yards to be exact. 120 touchdowns AP had in his whole career. You can't hold AP back. That's just one person that they cannot deny out of the Hall of Fame. As soon as that time comes, we'll see though, because like I said, there's some guys in there that meet the criteria and they not in there, but we'll see if they hold that against him because he decided to discipline his child. I'll say, you know what I'm saying? Old school
Yeah,
style.
that's what we'll say. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah, we'll
Discipline
say
his
it at that. You know what I'm saying?
child.
We'll say it like that. He said AP earned that jacket, or yeah, AP, yeah, AP. He Hines Ward, man. Listen, don't get mad, my guy, man.
Uh-oh. Trying to turn
My
it to a
guy
Steelers ship.
Hines, man. I don't think we ever gonna get another receiver as tough as Hines Ward in the game ever, man. I think we got spoiled with Hines Ward, man. Even if you ain't a Steelers fan, you gotta love Hines Ward, man. Even if you're not, just because out of the toughness he brought to the game, man. You know what I'm saying? Like he played the game like no other, man. And you gotta
Yeah.
give it to him. So
So
Antonio Gates got in, right? Correct me.
no, I don't think Gates got in this year.
Gates ain't get in either.
Gates didn't get in this year.
Damn.
I don't know what they got going on.
See, that's what that's wild, bro.
Antonio Gates, all time leading touchdown leader of all tight ends. It's crazy.
Oh man. All right, so there's another guy, man. I'm a name. So all right, my guy, right? Brian Mitchell. Okay.
I remember him.
1990. Come out in the 1990 NFL draft. Hybrid type of guy. Was drafted in the 5th round to Washington. He's another one of these guys that, like I said, all around guy. 13 non-offensive touchdowns. That means he scored. You know what I'm saying? I guess I know what that means. He scored 13 touchdowns without being on offense. That's a lot. Um, and he's not in the Hall of Fame, man. He should be. And to break some of his stuff down. Let me break some of his stuff down. There was an article. There's been a few articles on him, and hit the most recent, and you can Google this. When you Google this name, Brian Mitchell. When you Google him, you'll see that the Washington Post has written articles about him and why haven't they let him in the Hall of Fame, because they want him in there out in Washington. One-time Pro Bowler. He was a one-time All-Pro guy, and he also won a Super Bowl. Okay. He's been with 3 different teams, and I think this is what hurts some guys. I think so. Because he was with Washington, Philly, and the Giants. Okay. Um, But just to give y'all some of his stats, right, for kick. So I'm this return game. His return game was crazy because he was all pro and he made the Pro Bowl back in 1995 when the Pro Bowl actually mattered and it was popping, right? So he played 223 career games, y'all. He had kick return yards, 14,014 yards, 4 touchdowns. He had 9 punt return touchdowns. The man was just crazy. And 5,000 punt return yards. Absolutely should have been in there. There's no reason why he shouldn't have been up in the Hall of Fame, man. He maybe he still could be up in there and maybe not, but at running back also. Now this is just at running back. He had 388 rushes and he had 1,967 yards and 12 touchdowns. And the receiving touchdowns, he had 255 receptions for 2,336 yards and 4 touchdowns. And that's just, and I know that's not a lot because he was a return guy. He was so good at returning the ball and punts and kickoffs that they decided to put him on offense too. You feel what I'm saying? Y'all, we know B Mitch. Come on, man. Y'all know B Mitch. Come on, man. 55 years old right now, y'all. Not in the Hall of Fame. Absolutely another guy that should be in there. Just wanted to throw that in there. You go ahead, bro.
So continuing on, trying to get my Canes card back. Got Otis Anderson.
Oh,
running back Buffalo Bills,
oh,
two Super Bowls. Not Otis, not Buffalo Bills. That's Thurman Thomas. New York Giants. New York Giants. One All Pro, two Pro Bowls, but he missed the criteria for running backs.
hmm.
Criteria for running backs, for those who don't know, over 1,000 yards rushing, over 70 touchdowns. Otis Anderson has 10,273 rushing yards
He should
and
be in.
81 touchdowns. Now, again, I think this kind of goes back to the London Fletcher situation, right? Because New York Giants were known for defense. You're a teammate with Lawrence Taylor, right?
Hmm.
So you kind of get overshadowed in this, but Otis Anderson was the catalyst for that offense for many years for the
Absolutely.
Giants, and his numbers back that particular point up. But unfortunately, I think this could be a situation kind of similar to some of these other guys where look at how long he's been denied. And I think people are going to try to continue to try to push him down that list. And like you said, I guess we do have to go in and make our voices heard and maybe petition some of these people
Right.
because there's no way in the world Otis Anderson should not be in the Hall of Fame.
That's a fact, bro.
And I'm
And
not just saying that because I'm a Miami fan. I don't like the Giants. I'm a Raider all day, but fair is fair.
fair is fair, and that's a fact, bro. Like listen, bro. Listen, we got it. We might have to do that. We might have to write the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Like, why ain't y'all letting these guys in? But like I said, there was a whole article that just came out about Brian Mitchell and him not being in there. So we don't, you know what I mean? Otis Anderson should definitely be in the Hall of Fame, bro. When you bringing up these names, I'm like, oh my God, like, bro, like, and they there's a lot of guys, man. That's just, it's just sad, bro. It's just sad, bro. It's sad, and I just want to give an honorable mention to this guy. I don't believe that he should be in the Hall of Fame. But I do want to give an honorable mention to this guy right here, man, because I believe the only reason why Ken Anderson, the quarterback, didn't get in the Hall of Fame is because he threw 160 interceptions, almost as many touchdowns. But he had 197 touchdowns, and I believe that's why I think he didn't get in there. Just an honorable mention, but 192 games, he averaged 160 per game, threw for 60% in his career, 32,838 yards. Like I said, 197 touchdowns, and he had 160 interceptions. That is a lot of interceptions, but still, um, 60% in a career, throwing all them passes. That's a whole lot, man, and a lot of work in 192 games to be playing through a career. Uh, Now you could take what you want and you could say maybe he should be in, but I just wanted to, man, I thought it'd be a name to write down and say he been in there. But my next one, last but not least, bro, before we get on up out of here, I want to talk about
I got
Donnie
two.
Edwards.
I got like three more though, bro.
You got three more?
I got like three more.
Okay, because I just been running mine. Because you got to remember when you was doing your
Yeah, 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 yeah.
yeah,
So you were running through some names.
yeah.
So yeah,
But nah,
I'm
you
paying
can run
attention.
your three, and I'm gonna rock with you. I'm gonna rock with you, bro. Donnie Edwards, number 59. Played for 12 years. Y'all know 6'2", 227-pound linebacker. He played 197 games. He had 28 interceptions, 4 touchdowns, 15 forced fumbles, 11 fumble recoveries, 23 and a half sacks. He had 1,135 solo tackles, 306 assisted tackles, 66 tackles for loss. In 2012, his best year, he played middle linebacker. In his best year, most of his career, he was a right inside linebacker. Back when it, 3-4, he was a right inside linebacker,
Yeah.
right? So besides 2004 and 2005, he was a left outside linebacker, but he played all linebackers. But Donnie Edwards, straight up beast, not in the Hall of Fame, y'all. Junior Seau, Donnie Edwards, y'all, you get me? You know what I'm saying? He's not in the Hall of Fame.
Hey,
He said, "Yo, Shad, what it do?"
Go Tigers, what's up? Yeah, man, you like I say, going back and look at these particular names at again. You talking about a man with 1,500 tackles, 4 touchdowns.
I mean, look, I mean, and he played on one, and if I'm not mistaken, bro, he played with one of the greatest linebackers, like that. We all say, like, come on, bro, like, come, y'all know who
Man,
Donnie Edwards is, right?
yeah,
That,
no, Danny Evans.
huh?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
We very familiar with Donnie Edwards. He just retired in 2008. He's not in the Hall of Fame though, and he should be. You know what I'm saying? Kansas City, come on, man. Kansas City, San Diego. Then he went back.
yeah.
He played with
It's,
Junior Seau, dog. Like, come on, man. Like, he should definitely be up in the Hall of Fame, bro. He's not in there. Like, we talking about a guy that, like you said, a guy that was crazy. And he and hold on, I didn't even pull up his he had 20. Yeah, yes, I did. I did say he had 28 interceptions. Crazy numbers, bro. Crazy numbers.
crazy.
Crazy numbers. 28 interceptions. That's a crazy
But
number.
it's DBs that don't have that, and you are you an interior linebacker.
Interior linebacker. Yes. Yes. Right outside, right inside linebacker. And then they moved him everywhere. So really he played everywhere. He played from the left to the right, really everywhere. But his best year was in 2002. And just to give him his 2002 stats so y'all can get a little quick glimpse of that. He played all 16 games. He wasn't hurt. He played all of them. All right. He had 5 interceptions that year. He took one back for a pick six. All right. He had 11 batted passes. I'm trying to give it to y'all. He had a fumble recovery. He had one touchdown in that year. I don't think he had no sacks. They don't say he had sacks. Let me see. Yes, he did. Okay, so he had 129 total tackles that year, 100 solo, 29 assists, 12 tackles for a loss. But my man was going crazy that year. He went crazy. That was his best season, one of his best seasons, I should say. You can argue that 2004 was one of his best, great, good seasons too, because that year he had 152 tackles. But it's
Yeah.
it like combined tackles, combined tackles in total, assists and tackles. There was only what 2 years out of his whole career, his first and his last year, that he didn't have over 100 tackles.
Putting you on the ground, man.
That he didn't have 100.
We're putting you on the ground.
That's crazy. And that's one of my guys. And you know what I'm saying? Who you got, bro? Who you got?
Bro. Sterling Sharp.
Oh,
Why
what?
not? Why
No,
not?
he not in the hall. Oh, what?
Sterling Sharp, 3 All Pros, 5 Pro Bowls, 8,134 yards receiving, 65 touchdowns. Now
Bad man.
again, now this is what I'm saying right now, right? This man got 65 touchdowns. Chad Johnson had 67, and Chad played longer.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go crazy. Let's go crazy for a second, right? Because I brought up the situation about Chad and the touchdown. And again, Chad's my guy. I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to be Chad in high school, so no hate, no shade. We just being observant.
Mm-hmm.
Sterling Sharp had 4 seasons with double-digit touchdowns.
Say it again.
Numer 4 seasons, double-digit touchdowns, and guess what else, Trucking?
What is that?
They knew Brett Favre was throwing you the ball, and y'all still let this man get in the end zone like this.
Can cover that man. He was a bad man. Sterling was bad. Sterling was a
Last
bad man.
last season, pulled in 18 touchdowns. Come on, man. Best season was 108 catches, 1,461 yards, 13 touchdowns.
Mm,
Come on, man. Now, this is where it kind of get a little controversial, right?
okay.
I like I like wide receivers, right? I like wide receivers. So when you brought this topic up, I just went to
Hmm.
wide receivers. I went to wide receivers and DBs. I went crazy. I said, hold up, I gotta show some diversity in this. I
Okay.
got show some, I can't show my bias that I only want to talk about receivers and DBs. But I got Brandon Marshall.
Brandon
I got
Marshall from
I
that's
got
my
I got I got Brandon Marshall. Now
yeah.
obviously Brandon Marshall is
He
taking a
from
lot of
Pittsburgh.
heat. He's taking a lot of heat off the field,
Mm-hmm.
right? Dealt with the mental health and all that stuff, was wearing the green, all that good stuff like that. But let's leave the personal stuff over there to the side. Let's talk about what the man did when they blew the whistle. Fourth round pick, right? So you're a fourth round pick. You might make the team, you might not make the team. You know how this goes. But you're a physical specimen. Six Pro Bowls, one All Pro. Again, I'm not gonna hold it over his head, similar to Torrey Holt, because I understand the guys that you were playing with.
Mm-hmm.
But this is when it gets interesting, trucking. Brandon Marshall left the league 970 catches, 12,351 yards, 83 touchdowns.
He,
Brandon Marshall had 6 seasons because, hey, you're still a fan. You're
mm-hmm.
still a fan, and I know, hey, y'all were hype about, AB had those seasons where the 100 catches over 1,000 yards. Brandon Marshall had 6 seasons with over 100 plus catches. Nobody talks about that. Who was throwing Brandon Marshall the football? For
He
this
got
man to have 6 seasons with 100 plus catches.
well. He had Jay. He talks about Jay Cutler heavy. He loves
Who
Jay
is Jay?
Cutler.
Who?
Cutler.
Who is Jay Cutler? Who is that? You talking about Mr. You talking about Mr. We about to go to the Super Bowl and my toe hurt even though I can't feel my toe. You talking about that Jay Cutler? Who you talking about Mr. Arms folded on the sideline? You talking about that
Again,
Jay Cutler?
he never had a true quarterback. He never had a true quarterback. You could even say that, bruh. And
Brandon
his his
Marshall,
his
yeah,
catch percentage was crazy. Go
Brandon
ahead.
Marshall best season. This is one of this is one of those 100 catch seasons.
Mm-hmm.
118 catches, 1,508 yards, 11 touchdowns. That's some slight. He gave you that 6 times. He
Mm,
getting 100 catches. So that's gonna be controversial when it comes up because you can bring up off the field stuff all you want to. Cool. You have to do that. But you can't sneeze at 970 catches, 12,000 receiving yards, 83 touchdowns. You can't sneeze at those numbers when
mm-mm,
we know he didn't have someone throwing him the football.
mm-mm.
And my last one, Mike Quick. Mike Quick. First round pick. Mike Quick had 5 Pro Bowls, 2 All Pros. Ended his career 363 catches, 6,464 yards, 61 touchdowns. Now, trucking, this is what's crazy about this, right? Because you may
Hmm.
say, Shad, what are you talking about? 360 catches, 6,000 yards. I mean, he got a lot of touchdowns. That's cool. But bro, the man played in 5 Pro Bowls and 2 All Pros. He only played in like 6 seasons. His career ended due to patella tendonitis. He had to walk away from the game. Best season, 69 catches, 1,409 yards, 13 touchdowns. He was a monster.
Monster, monster,
He was a
monster, monster.
monster. He was a monster. And this is similar to a Sterling Sharp type of situation. Um, I don't know. In my opinion, based on what I was able to research about this man,
Hmm.
may have to try to get this man some Gale Sayers treatment. Him and Sterling Sharp,
Wow.
because Mike Quick was like that.
Yeah, he was.
Mike Quick was like that.
Mike Quick was like that because you think you thinking in 1983 he had 69 receptions and a 1,400 yard season. Let me say that again. With only 69 receptions, the man had 1,400 yards.
The man was averaging over. The man ended his career averaging 17 yards a catch. His last name ain't Quick just because that's
Mm-mm-mm.
what his daddy last name.
That
He was
man.
quick on the field. He made the most of his opportunities.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
So
Every time he touched the ball, man. I mean, every time. I mean, yeah, because when you say they was just like throwing like dump passes, I mean, yards from scrimmage. I mean, shit. Man was just, I don't know. Man was just crazy, man. He was different, man. He
yeah,
was different, man. Different,
yeah,
different,
yeah,
different. I
yeah.
mean, and then what it was is I would like to know his catch percentage. I honestly, I what I'm trying to find like how many to like because I mean he didn't drop the ball. I mean every time he touched the ball, he was just in the damn end zone. You know what I'm saying? Damn near.
61 touchdowns in 8 years. It's crazy. Again, going back to my guy Chad.
That has no
Chad has
double
67.
digits.
Chad has 67 touchdowns. James Quick only played 8 seasons.
Man,
61 touchdowns.
might quit.
This man was on the verge easy. 80
First round
touchdowns.
pick to the
Easy.
Eagles, 1982.
Easy. And I want to say my man tied the NFL record. 99-yard touchdown reception from Ron Jaworski. He didn't play, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Mike Quick.
Look,
Mike
you
Quick.
know what's crazy? You know what's crazy, Tattoo Terry, and look, this is no cap, right? I'm from the east side of Pittsburgh. We used to play. I played pee wee football against Brandon Marshall. Man, we used to think he was too old. He from Pittsburgh. He's from Larmer Avenue. Nah, straight up. Like when we played, like we used to play pee wee. We used to play. You know, you play little pee pop Warner football, whatever you want to call it. You know, you just a little jet. You only what 12, 11, 12. He always was fast and strong. He used to play running back, right? That you couldn't catch that motherfucker. It was like we was cheating. Everybody used to always be like his birth certificate, his birth certificate. And this true story, right? We playing against him, man. This motherfucker, he like he really wasn't that tall, but he was always strong. But the motherfucker was so fast. I'm playing outside linebacker. I thought I had this motherfucker. I'm coming up to this little motherfucker, and I'm thinking I'm about to smoke his ass because I'm coming beeline like this. He come around that corner, cuz, and I wasn't slow because I was a fullback. That motherfucker took off on me. He was gone. But he from East Side Lumber Ave, and he from Larmer. He from the hood. Brandon Marshall from the hood, man. And straight up from the hood. Like I could vouch for that. But he a good dude though, man. You know what I'm saying? He always was focused. Like you knew he was gonna be something because he was always in his books and he ain't do nothing but football. You know that guy that got on a school bus with a football in his hand and just kept it with him all around school? That was him, bro. Like you knew he was gonna do something. He was always in the sports, but shout out to him for making it, man. But I just wanted to share that because they like, man, you probably like, no, I ain't. And he from and Revis from Aliquippa. Aliquippa is not that far from Pittsburgh, but they got a strong history of football. Aliquippa play them boys in Aliquippa play football from when they 3 years old, five to when they in high school. Aliquippa is a small town outside of Pittsburgh. You know what I'm saying? It's not that far outside of Pittsburgh, but it's a well knit, tight community, and and them kids play football from the time they 5 until the time they graduate high school. They all play with each other, and that's why that school Aliquippa is so damn good at sports because they've been playing with each other since they was 5. That's all they know out there. That's all they know, and they always breeding some kind of star athlete in Aliquippa High School. That's the high school that Darrell Revis went to. So him and B Marsh, because we call Brandon Marshall, we call him B Marsh. We call Miles Sanders, we call him Booby in Pittsburgh. We call him Boo, yeah, we call him Booby Sanders. That's what we called him. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But we called him Booby. But the guy, but you know, but that so Aliquippa, they always good in football. And B Marsh, we from the city. B Marshall, he from the city, so it's always a grudge match. So it's funny because they knew each other, right? And they all went to the same all pro, flag team, 7-on-7 and all the time and shit like that, right? So when they played each other in the pros, he wanted to do that. He told him, "You know I'm about to put up 100 on you, and you know ain't nobody going to throw the Revis." Brandon Marshall said, "No, fuck that. Throw me the ball." Yeah, like it's crazy. He'll tell the story
Yeah, that
better,
is crazy.
but bro, like they knew each other, bro. Like you knew these guys, like you know what I'm saying? Because we knew these guys coming up, you know what I'm saying? Out going to the skating ring and hanging out, and he was popular, you know what I'm saying? Darrell was popular in Pittsburgh, taking everybody's girlfriends and shit. But look, man, you know, like people are like this, they like this nigga lying, man. No, I'm not, bro. I'm not though. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? B Marshall from Larmer Avenue, man. Shout out to B Marshall, man, for making it out there, man. You know. But yeah, man, that was dope, bro. And I wanted to show some love to these guys. He definitely got to make the Hall of Fame, man. I hope that I hope
Definitely.
everybody that we name makes the Hall of Fame at some point, man. Because if they got to get they just due, man. They got to get they just due. Period, man. They got to. They got to get they just due, man. And before they leave this earth, man, because they some of the baddest football players out here and they didn't make it. But how you feel about that college football thing before we get off here, man?
But the
College
expansion,
football playoff expanding and whatnot.
oh man, I got a lot of thoughts about it. But not to spoil Saturday's show, I'll say this. Initially, when they proposed it, I didn't like it. I didn't like it because I felt like every year. I didn't like it because I felt like it should have just been eight. Because
Mm-hmm.
I feel like every year is eight teams that really have a legitimate shot to win it, right?
Right.
I said I never thought like the number 12 team could have an opportunity to beat the number one team. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
think that. But my thoughts changed when I saw how the portal and NIL is working. So with that in mind, I think we're in store for some really good football, right?
Right.
And like I said, I think a lot of this stuff is about matchups. But like I said, I'm you know I'm gonna
We're
get
gonna
more
dive
into
into
that.
it on
Yeah,
Saturday.
yeah,
Man.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I
But
have a lot of thoughts
real
about it.
quick, real quick, y'all, before we get on up out of here, y'all, man, I wanted to tell y'all, look, what y'all think like this. No, I ain't gonna say that. I'm gonna say that for Saturday because it's too good to say it right now. I think so. I think it's too good right now, Shad. No, I mean it really ain't. It really ain't. It's really stupid. Y'all probably gonna be like, Chubby, you always saying some off the wall shit, man. You always saying something off the wall. But no, I just thought that they might as well just open up the bowl games. Just you start playing bowl games in November. Might as well. Shit. Why not?
Yeah,
Why not? That way a bowl
yeah,
game is meaningful. And
yeah.
then you
Because it's
still
a
play your New
yeah,
Year Six in the New Year. You play your New Year Six in the New Year, and you know what I'm saying. Every bowl game is meaningful. It's leading up to that. You know what I'm saying. Kind of opening up like how kind of sort of March Madness is. You know what I'm saying. Kind of sort of. You know what I'm saying. But because believe it or not, man, we leaning towards that way, man. We already got 12. We too damn spoiled, y'all. I mean, like, even if it ain't just us, it's gonna be more like the, some casual fans are gonna want to see more in the bowl games anyway. People be saying bowl games ain't meaningful now anyhow. They be like, I don't watch the bowl games. I ain't watching this bowl. Well, guess what? If the Pinstripe Bowl, if you win the Pinstripe Bowl and winning the Pinstripe Bowl got you to go to another bowl game and leading up to the college football playoff championship, hell yeah, you watching the Pinstripe Bowl then. I bet. you know, I'm just saying. I'm just saying, what I mean? Look, Pop Tarty Bowl, like you gonna watch the Pop Tarty Bowl then? If you knew the team from the Pop Tarty Bowl and the Doritos Bowl or whatever the fuck was going to had a chance to go to the college football playoff, I guarantee you be tuned in watching it because it means something now.
yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
That's a great point. That's a great point. All
I'm
right,
just saying. We going
I wrote that down because I gotta. We might spend a little time on that one right there.
You know what I'm saying? We gonna have to dissect that. We gonna dissect it on Saturday. So y'all make sure that y'all tune in on with us Saturday, man. I appreciate y'all being here, man. Check
Want
us
to
out.
see Truck and Chubby live and co-host Shad? Tune in at Fans Point of View, Saturday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 3:30 p.m. Pacific Time. But in the meantime, in between time, enjoy the content. Don't forget to hit your notification bell for all updates. Thank you for watching.